idiot sometimes. Okay, everybody, so we're finally at a point where we're ready to sandblast. Well, kind of. Still got the subframes in there, so we're gonna get those out here. But first, before we can do anything, gotta get the rotisserie built so we have someplace to put this thing. So, on the forums online, there was a nice guy who posted this, and so we're gonna ghetto rig this as much as we can and build one of these and then use an engine stand for the other side and then join them together with a couple pieces. So this is what he built and how he did it. I think it looks pretty good. It worked out. So we've already got the engine stand cut off and prepped for part of it to add an extension there and get it perfectly vertical. So now we're going to get the rest of the metal put together and build one of those. So we'll see how this goes. First attempt. Alright, so this is where I'm at the beginning of day 4 of working on this, or evening 4. Let's see if we can take this off. So that's the little locking thing. It's just a welded nut on a piece of pipe. So this is what's going to mount onto the car. I'm waiting on the brackets to get here in the mail. It should be here in a couple days. But that's that, and so that just feeds into there. So the whole thing turned out taller than I wanted it to be, or taller than I was planning on. I don't know exactly where I went wrong in my calculations, but I'll probably be where I mounted this. I guess I don't think I accounted for these feet at the bottom here either. So living to learn. So I'm going to try to mount these wheels. I got a few sets of these as low as possible to minimize the amount of height gain, because I don't want to make it too tall because this garage is not that tall, and I still want to be able to rotate this thing all the way around without worrying too much. So the plan, I got some of this scrap square tube laying around. It's not real thick, but I think it'll work. Weld a couple pieces on the top here, and so I'll have 2 prongs, and then use some of this plate that I've got welded under, and then I'll mount the caster wheels right to that. So that way it should only gain, 3/4 of an inch to an inch on the overall height of this thing. So the other thing that I'm wanting to get done today is a little locking mechanism that I'm going to have. So I realized this plate here is very much not circular, but for the tools that I had on hand, essentially just a grinding disc and a drill, I'm not too unhappy with it. It'll work. We'll get the job done. So I picked up some just rod, and I'm going to build some mounts and drill a bunch of holes in this thing so we can slide it through. Got some springs, put some tabs on there, hopefully bend a 90 in that, so you can just pull and then rotate, and then it'll be spring loaded so it'll pop back in there. But we'll see how it goes. Too dark to film this last night when I finished up, but this is where we're at as far as the pin. Ain't the prettiest, but functions, it locks. I'm a little concerned about, once you get some weight on here, how much that pin will actually hold, but we'll find out. I got all 4 feet on there as best as I could, and so now this thing rolls around fairly simply. So this is essentially the finished product, what we got here. Hope it'll work well. I mean, I can jump on it up here without a problem, you know. So it holds at least 225 pounds bouncing on it, and we'll see if it'll hold that. But from what I understand, the bodies on these things are pretty light, so shouldn't be too much of an issue. Now, I did get the hardware that I ordered from Moss Motors. This is actually the mounting system for the bumper. Let's see if I can set this down. So it's actually the mounting system for the bumper, and we'll just throw it on, bolt it on right there, and then we'll drill holes in that angle iron, and it'll go right in through here. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do first. All right, so the front end is officially done. Got it all bolted up, holes drilled. It looks like that, and I can lift it up like this, and I mean, it's got a little bit of flex to it. I don't know how well you can see that on the video, but I hope it's gonna be okay. We'll find out once we start lifting it up. We'll do some tests before I put it over in the actual rotisserie right here. But yeah, so front end's done. What's up, guys? So today we are finishing, hopefully, at least, well, probably not gonna finish, but we're gonna get close to finishing the other rotisserie, other side of the rotisserie. So the idea is to cut these wheels off, replace them with same wheels that we have over here. Can't really tell, sorry, bad at this whole filming thing. To replace that, use this piece of 1.5 by 3, splice it onto there, make it taller, and then attach it to this upright right here, and then hopefully that'll bring us to the same height as this thing, and then we'll just have to figure out a way to mount it on the back. So here goes nothing. Done, both front and the rear, and the front mount. So there's the front. Looks really tall and skinny, but they're the same height. Well, they're about a little less than an 1/8 difference between the two, but I can live with that. So the last thing that we got to do, sorry, the garage is a mess again, is create the mount for the back. So I went and picked up all the metal today, and so we'll get building that. Struggle with this back end is it's got this curve to it. It's convex curve, I guess. And so it's gotta have some space to be able to bolt onto those. I can't just take this one flat piece like I did on the front with the angle, because it doesn't make it around this curve of the body. So I'm gonna have to take this piece, put these little extensions on there, and then put the flat bar over that and drill some holes in it, drill to bolt onto that. And then this, I've got a flat plate to weld in the back of this, and then that will get bolted to the engine stand mount. So that's the plan. So we'll see how it works out. So it is official. We got both of the stands done, and we got both ends of the mounts done. Now I'm not convinced that this is stiff enough as is. I don't know how well you can see this, but it cantilevers a fair distance from the back of the car, and I'm worried that this lever arm is not going to be sufficient. I feel like it, I don't know. We'll have to mess with it a little bit and see. May have to reinforce it. So next step is getting this thing lifted up, and hopefully, cross your fingers, knock on wood, it's a pretty simple process to get this thing out. I know there's 4 bolts here, 2 on the other side, and that should drop out. In the back, I think it's just the leaf spring bolts under there, but I gotta get under there and find out for sure. But hopefully this is a quick process to get this thing up on jack stands, just the body, and then we'll see about lifting it into the rotisserie. So there goes nothing. Alright. Moment. Truth. Okay, well, we know that this thing in the back works. Might reinforce it a little more. Okay. We ain't gonna get it lifted up high enough. Okay, this is where it starts getting really sketchy. Everything is detached, front and rear. On the back, it's sitting on these jack stands in a super sketchy way. The front, it's sitting on this maxed out floor jack. So now I'm gonna start lifting it with this engine hoist in the front, and I'll get the weight off of it in the back, and hopefully we'll be able to jimmy it around and get it up on these stands. So we'll find out. This is, yeah, we'll see how this goes. Oh. Oh. Alright guys, so we're kind of at a tipping point, for lack of a better term. We've got to get this up without screwing anything up too much. So I was kind of out of ideas at this point, needed a second pair of eyes. So Brady, everybody knows Brady, had a good idea to try tilt this thing on its side, slide it on, and then rotate it around back up to lift it up. And that back end is on the engine hoist, so it's not going anywhere. It's not going to fall off anything. And I think that's going to be our best bet. So we're going to give that a shot. Okay, that ain't working. Trick is getting under it because it's still pretty low. huge, it's tall, it spins around. On to the next one. All right, everybody, as you can see, the rotisserie is finally done. We're up in the air, we're able to rotate. We barely fit in the garage, but we fit, and that's all that matters. We're now ready to sandblast officially. So we got a sandblast coming in a couple days to blast this thing. Once that's done, we'll be able to fix some of the dents, do the rust repairs that we need to do, and then keep moving from there. So stay tuned for where we end up. But as always, we don't really know where we're going. I say we, I don't really know where we're going with this build yet. I don't have an engine picked out, don't have a tranny picked out, I don't even have a rear axle picked out. I can't decide if I want to use the stock one or upgrade it. So if you got ideas, suggestions, let me know in the comments, and we're open to anything right now. So let me know.